Welcome Pokemon Go trainers, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I am featuring Galarian Moltress in Open Ultra League, and these battles are submitted by Amrit. So special thanks to Amrit, and he's running Tentacruel and the Fraligator at the back to cover its weaknesses. So do watch the video till end, and if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. So it's bit of a cut scene over here. So we are going to go for Ancient Power. So our opponent is Dragonite and we are running Galarian Moltres. I think the video was not full. So we go for Ancient Power and they shielded the move. And we try to catch and we get the catch of Dragon Claw on the Tentacruel. So Tentacruel is also in a shadow form and still take a decent amount of damage. And they are not dipping, and now they dip into Fraligator. So we can go for the Scald, but this was a CMP tie on a Hydro Cannon. So I think it will do decent amount of damage, putting Tenta very low. I think we are in deep red health, but this card is going to help us. Let's see what they are going to do. Maybe they won't shield, and this is fine, and we do get the attack drop, which is very good for us. And now this is finding difficult to farm down, and we are going to come with our own Fraligator and absorb this energy. They might blind through the Ice Beam, but that's not the case. They go for the Hydro Cannon, and hopefully we can farm down, and yes we do. And let's see what he's going to come with, and he comes with the Talonflame. So he was trying to catch a Hydro Cannon, and now there is no Wincon left because we have back-to-back Hydros. So going for the first one, this will grab the shield, and next one will be enough to knock out. So going for it, and let's see how much damage it does. This is the Shadow Fraligator. So going for the second Hydro, and actually they survive with few HP, but we are going to snipe them with our Moltres, and we secure the first game. Let's move towards the next opponent, and it's a tanky bulky Pokemon Mandibuzz, and he dips into Cobalion. So I think we will throw a Brave Bird and then dip, and yes we are going to go for it. So this Brave Bird is going to hurt a lot, but Cobalion is part steel type, so it's just kind of a neutral, but they decide to shield here. So now we have to shield this even though it's a sacred sword, and we are going to dip, and we dip into our Shadow Fraligator. So I think one sacred sword is not going to do that much, so we can let it go, but next one we might have to shield. So we let it go, and we are going to overfarm a bit. This Hydro is going to put a lot of pressure. Let's see if they are going to shield this move, and they don't shield. I think we can farm down, but we have to shield. No, actually we are not shielding, but this is going to be very close, and we survived with few HP, and we were able to reach a Hydro Cannon on 1 HP in a dream. So this Hydro Cannon will be enough to knock out the Cobalion, and actually they catch it on the Mandibuzz, and definitely we are going to come with our Moltres and spam out those Ancient Power. So they can go for neutral air release, but Moltres is bit tanky. So they go for the neutral air release, and we can go for super effective Ancient Power, over farming a lot, and then going for the Ancient Power. Let's see how much damage it does. It's very tanky, and actually it survived, and they are going to go for another air release. We can easily no shield, but I think next Ancient Power might grab the shield here, and it all depends on what the final Pokemon is. Going to overfarm a bit and then going for the Ancient Power. So this is going to be enough to knock out, and yes it is. Maybe Cobalion will return, and yes, and we catch again, and we caught this time a Sacred Sword, which is a very good move. So let's see what he's going to dip, and he dips into Milk Tank. So Milk Tank has access to throw a Thunderbolt, but this was not enough. This could be a Body Slam. Maybe they must be not running Thunderbolt. Let's find out. So we are going to go for those cards, over farming a bit, and again this is not a Thunderbolt. This could be another Body Slam. So we are fine with it, but still we are getting very low on health. We are going to go for Scald, and at the same time we can take super effective on the Moltres because of flying type. So we are going to go for second one, and this will grab the final shield, and I think we are going to try to snipe them with our Moltres, and yes, and hopefully they don't reach back to back move. Actually they were trying to catch, but the timing was not correct, and now we reach Ancient Power, and this Ancient Power is going to be enough to knock out the Milk Tank, and we are going to secure the win. Actually it was a CMP tie. And now let's move towards the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent has for us. And this time again we are leading with Moltress, and we have bad lead which is Sand Slash. Hopefully they are running Shadow Claw, and yes it is, so we can fight back. So we are going to stay here and go for neutral ancient power, going for neutral ancient power, and this seemed to be an CMP tie, so this could be an ice punch. So we go for it, and it does a decent amount of damage. But now we are going to take super effective if we don't shield, but I think we can survive it, so not bothering to shield. And look at the damage, almost 60% health is gone, and we can reach one more. No, actually they have over farmed, and now we have to shield, otherwise it will knock out. And let's see, this might grab the shield if we throw a ancient power. Actually they were trying to catch on the Fraligator, but we were very attentive, and now we can go for the Brave Bird. This will either grab the shield or do the heavy damage to the Fraligator, and they decide to shield because high chance there was a Brave Bird threat. So we can come with new Tentacruel and go for those neutral Scald, but we have to take those Hydros. It is not very effective, but still it adds up, so we are going to go for it, and it does a decent amount of damage. We can throw the Scald, but we tried to overfarm here, so this is fine. And they are going to go for another Hydro, and now we can go for our own Scald. So we are going to overfarm a bit. Just before they reach another Hydro, we are going to throw here. So this might grab the shield or get the Fraligator very low, but if they throw the Hydro, we are going to get knocked out. Actually they stored the move and come into Golisopod, and here I can see Amrit is trying to go for a bad manners, so we can go for the Blizzard. Let's see how much damage it does. This is not very effective, but still it will hit hard. And look at the damage, almost 60% health is gone. And we can come with our Fraligator, and none of the charge move is super effective, but still it adds up, and we are very glassy Pokemon. And they are going to throw the X Caesar, and I think we should farm down. Hopefully we can do it. So we are not going to shield this as well, but we will get very low. And I think Fraligator has stored a Hydro, and we store our own Hydro and then dip into Moltress and farm them down. And let's see what is going to come with. He comes with Alolan Sand Slash, and we are going to throw this ancient before they reach the ice punch. So this ancient power is going to be enough to knock out. And Fraligator, actually they shielded the move, and it's very tough call, so I think we should shield and farm down. And yes, we are going to do the same thing. This was ice punch, and one more quick attack. Actually it's not a quick attack, it's a sucker punch, and we are going to farm down both the Pokemon with the Moltres, and we are going to secure the win. So let's move towards the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent has, and it's a Moltres versus Fraligator. We resist the fast move but not the charge move. Both Hydro and actually Ice Beam will just one shot us, so I think we will go for Brave Bird, but we have to call it. We are going to call this is a Hydro, and yes it is. And we can bait back, and yes we are going to do the same thing, but we lose the CMP tie on the next Hydro, which is very bad for us. This time we are going to shield this, otherwise it will knock us out. So we are going to go for ancient power. This will grab the shield or it will get the damage, and actually they don't shield here, and they can reach one more Hydro if they want. No, actually they don't reach. I thought they might reach here, and here comes the Clefable. Now we can go for Brave Bird and do heavy damage to the Clefable, and they don't shield. Now we are going to dip into our Fraligator because charms are doing a lot of damage to our Moltres. So this Hydro will be enough to knock out the Clefable. Let's see if they decide to shield, and yes they do. And for some reason I'm not sure why they are running charm. They should be running Fairy Wind, but it's opponent choice. So we are shielding this Swift, and I think we can just farm them down. They are not going to reach another move, and have back-to-back Hydro Cannon for the next Pokemon, which is Drifloon. But actually we are going to nuke them with the Ice Beam, and let's see what they are going to do here. And they shielded the move. This is fine, and now we are going to go for Tentacruel, and I think we can knock them out with one Blizzard. Definitely one Shadow Ball won't be enough to knock out the Tentacruel, and they go for it. Actually it might be, so we decide to go for the Scald, and I thought this was tanky Tentacruel, but we have to close out the game with our Moltress. Hopefully they don't reach the Icy Wind, and we are going to farm them down and going to secure the win with the Moltres. So let's move towards the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent has for us, and it's a Moltres versus Donphan. So we are going to stay here, and they dip into Drapion. We're gonna come with our Tentacruel, so we can go for those called. Let's see how much damage it does. So we go for it. Actually they throw just before we reach. This could be a crunch. Hopefully we don't get the defense drop, which is very annoying. So going for the crunch, and we do get the defense drop, and we are going to go for Scald. This will do heavy damage on the Drapion, but still they can survive it and reach another charge move. An opponent knows the calculation, so they can reach the another charge move just before we reach the Scald, and they are very good at counting. They threw just before us, so now this crunch will be enough to knock us out. Actually they bait us with the Aqua Tail, and we shielded that move, but it was very tough to call, and this is definitely a crunch. So I think we will double shield our Tentacruel and just farm them down, and I think we can reach back to back Scald on Donphan and grab back shield. So we go for it, and this Scald is going to grab first shield, and hopefully Mud Slap we can survive it so that we can reach one more. Actually we change our plan and then dip into our Moltress, and here comes the G-Wizzing. It's very tough for us, but still we can hit them hard with the Brave Bird. This might grab the final shield or it will do heavy damage. Actually they don't shield, and it almost knock out the Weezing, and now Weezing is forced to throw. Actually they don't throw for some reason, and here comes the Donphan, and now we are going to go for this Ancient Power. So let's see if this grab the shield. They have to shield because this is their last Pokemon, their last hope, and we have very healthy Fraligator at the back, so they can go for Body Slam. This is going to be enough to knock us out, and we have Fraligator which can reach Hydro. They threw a Play Rough. This was a overkill. Might be they are not running Body Slam, and hopefully they don't reach Trailblaze, and we are trying to catch. We go for Scald and we give them free farm down, and they throw here. I'm wishing that this is not a Trailblaze. So they go for a move, and it was Trailblaze, and we survive luckily. So we have a very good IV Fraligator. So this Hydro will be enough to knock out the Donphan. It was very close, and we are going to secure the win. So good game, we won this match. And now let's move towards the next opponent. Let's see what the next opponent has for us, and it's a Moltres versus Fraligator. Again kind of a neutral lead, but Ice Beam will just one shot, so we have to make our decisions very carefully, and we are going to go for Ancient Power, and this is not enough for the Ice Beam, so this could be a Hydro. So they are going to go for Hydros, and we go for Ancient Power. So let's see if they are counting it correctly. So we go for Ancient Power and they don't shield, and here comes the Zygarde, a very bulky Pokemon, and this looks a bit difficult for us. So we stored a move and then we dip into Fraligator, but Ice Beam is just going to one shot the Zygarde because it's double super effective. We shielded the outrage correctly, and now I think we are going to full send the Ice Beam, over farming a bit. This might grab the shield because high chance they will shield this move, and yes they do, because they know they're going to get one shot. And just before we reach an Ice Beam, we are going to go for Hydro to bait them. So let's see if they are counting it correctly, and yes they do. And now we are going to no shield definitely, because we want one shield for the back Pokemons. But this is very difficult because Tentacruel cannot farm down, so we are going to come with our Moltres and go for this Ancient Power. This will knock out the Zygarde, and it all depends on whether back to Pokemon can be handled by the Tentacruel. Actually opponent has their own Tentacruel and they are not in a shadow form. I don't see any Wincon here, so they are going to throw the Scald before us. And now in this situation, if we get the attack debuff, that will be very bad for us. So the bad thing happens and we do get the attack drop, but we have a Moltres left to clear our debuff, but we are switch locked, so we are forced to go for energy. So we go for the Scald and we also get the attack drop, but the good thing for the opponent is we can dip into Fraligator to clear the debuff and also spam those Hydro Cannon, and they can reach one more. So this looks winnable for the opponent and we are trying to catch here, but they sniped us and this Hydro will be enough to knock us out. And this time we lose it, but still we tried our best to win it, but it was a good game. So a special thanks to my friend Amrit who submitted this battle of Galarian Moltress, and thanks to all my viewers who watched the video till end. And if you haven't subscribed the channel, please subscribe it. Till the time, take care trainers, have a good day, bye.